You should be using ESM by Benny Powers. September 16th, updated September 18th, 2018. Too long, didn't read. You can use JavaScript modules in Node today without transpiling. Just put npm dash uppercase S ESM and run your app with node-r ESM foo.js. Add ESM auto to the top of your package JSON to make loading modules and CommonJS in the same app effortless and transparent. If you've stuck around this far, keep reading for an opinionated history of how we've come to this point. The history, transpiling. The problem, ESM, a better solution. The history. Historically, JavaScript was browser-only. Developers used a number of techniques to structure their code, all of which were basically abstractions over global variables. Among those solutions, a crowd favorite called CommonJS, or CJS, emerged. Require module.exports, all that jazz. CJS, CommonJS, gained traction among JS developers mostly because it was the module system that Node.js used. Front-end developers could bundle CommonJS-based apps with tools like Webpack into single file scripts that browsers could load and run. The notion that one code base could, with a certain amount of tool wrangling, run on the server as well as the client led to things like server-side rendering, NativeScript/React Native, and the proliferation of tools like Webpack, Babel, and others as non-negotiable prerequisites to JS development. In 2015, ECMAScript version 6 was published, which included a syntax for language-level modules, import and export keywords. These modules were static and top-level only, meaning you couldn't do things like the following, do import in an if statement, which CommonJS users had become used to. On the other hand, JS modules were statically analyzable, meaning that a new breed of tools like Rollup could analyze the JS files and to do useful things like tree shaking, which is a process that removes unused code from bundles. This helped developers to ship less code, which made sites load faster for users. Side note, a proposal for dynamically imported modules has made it to stage 3 and is already available in a number of browsers. The specifics of how modules would be loaded and module graphs, logical structures representing the functional relationships between modules, were left to implementers, i.e. browser vendors and the node maintainers. Browser vendors took the lead and wrote up the loader specification, but the specification for Node, which already had a module system, was more complex. As of today, no final plan has emerged, although they are close. Transpiling. When the ES 2015 spec, then called ES6 or Harmony, was published, a project called 5-6, later renamed Babel, came along as a way to let JS programmers write their apps using the awesome new ES6 features, while shipping code that older browsers and Internet Explorer could support. This process of translating one language or version of a language to another is called transpiling, a portmanteau of translating and compiling. Babel has since evolved into a sort of JavaScript Swift army knife. It can take a variety of JavaScript versions or even separate languages entirely and whip them into a code that runs in the browser. The problem. Babel has done tremendous good for web developers. It's enabled new and proposed features to be explored en masse before they were implemented in browsers, which helped expose edge cases with those features, leading to better specifications. It also played a huge part in the sea change, which web development is currently undergoing from an OOP or procedural paradigm to a more functional paradigm. Babel also forms the basis for a wide variety of tools and products available to web developers today. But it doesn't have to, and that can sometimes be a bit of a problem. The cost of transpiling. Developer Jamie K put it nicely. Presets, environment, targets, browsers. Not dead, not IE11, which is about 3%. Not Android. Not old versions of Android. Not old versions of Chrome. Not old versions of Firefox. Not old versions of iOS or Safari, which are none of them higher than 3%. The three browsers holding JavaScript back the most are IE11, about 3% of the web, Android 4, which is about 1%, and old version of Chrome, which is about 1%. If we stopped supporting these browsers, we wouldn't have to transform most modern JavaScript syntax features. The business case for delivering a large one-size-fits-all bundle to modern browsers and IE8 alike is rapidly eroding. Modern techniques like differential serving let us serve optimized, slimmed-down ES 2018 code to capable browsers, while reserving bloated, transpiled bundles for those less so. Beyond that, for apps where IE11 support is not an absolute business necessity, it would actually be irresponsible to support that old, insecure browser when users can and should be using the latest and greatest. Principles and cognitive load. In the Node world, transpiling comes with its costs as well. Maintaining a Babel configuration isn't always the simplest task. More than that, though, transpiling subtly communicates that this code isn't okay by itself. It needs extra processing to be okay. And we shouldn't want to say that about native modules, even if CommonJS had a head start. ESM, a simple solution. ESM is an excellent package by Microsoft developer John David Dalton, personal friend of mine. Hi! Of Lodash fame et al. It's a module loader that transforms ES modules at runtime instead of transpiling them. With ESM, the elusive interop just works. You can mix and match native and CommonJS modules without batting an eye. You can even use most command line Node apps. For example, the excellent tape testing library doesn't come with module support out of the box, but you can easily add it like so. npx tape-r ESM to all your test files. Okay. Summary. Next time you have a Node project, before you start writing a Babel config just to transpile modules, give ESM a try. I will. Dev2 is where software development stays in the loop and avoid career stagnation. Sign up for free, and there's the first step. By Benny Powers. It's this guy. Do I know this guy? I don't know if I know this guy. Coding is as much a matter of personal growth as it is of logic and control flow. I keep patience, curiosity, and exuberance in the same toolbox as Vim and Git. I like this guy. People best said a bunch of stuff. And that's all. Goodbye.